How many times you've been watching a movie and it seems like the director's trying to tell you something without actually telling you directly? Or maybe you watched the movie 10 years ago and now you see that movie actually playing out in real life. This is what we call karma and karmic release, and the manipulation of it by the elites. What is karma? Karma is a universal law of cause and effect. It has a purpose, and the purpose is not for punishment, but it's for growth. I'm going to read from the Book of Knowledge, the Keys of Enoch. Karma, a universal law of cause and effect, which provides the soul with the opportunities for physical, mental, and spiritual growth. Karmic loop, you're tested, you fail, you're placed backwards in terms of your soul's progression. Then you're given negative karma in your material life, your probational period, so you learn to harmonize in love and light. And this is done on a macro and a micro level. Micro, your individual day-to-day life. Macro, an evolutional cycle, earth cycle. Again, we read from the Keys of Enoch, verse 18. In other words, at the end time of an evolutionary program or cycle, if the genetic code of an individual soul is not deemed worthy for the next step function of species regeneration into the light, the soul is placed one or several biological step functions back, where it must learn through its negative karma how to harmonize with love and light. Now I read from the Bible, King James Version, Job chapter 4, verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. This is describing cause and effect. What are we on earth for? You're here to convert negation, which is darkness, into light. Then you return to the source, oneness. Karmic release, what is it? To be released from results you would have reaped otherwise. How do you get released from the karma? You live by the laws of the Father, or the laws of the universe. These are what I call rules to the game, the cheat code. Now in these movies, the elites, who are governed by Lucifer and his fallen angels, they attempt to manipulate this law by giving you info, making you sign, putting their plans in plain sight, knowing you won't believe. Then they deem that you have been warned. Read from the Keys of Enoch again. This is chapter 76. Karmic release can only come when the Father is petitioned. Keys of Enoch again, chapter 152. On an individual level, each person upon earth was called upon to demonstrate whether he had unconditional love for his neighbor and for the welfare of mankind. Now we're going to have a third witness, the sealed portion, the final testament, chapter 63, verse 70. What are the laws of the Father that we do unto others, which we have them do unto us? These are the words and the plan of salvation of the Father. Even the dark ones got to play by the rules. And there's another rule, the rule of free agency, free will. Free will cannot be taken away, but it can be manipulated. So you reap the results of the karma and not them. The elite and fallen angels, they know about karmic release and free will better than anybody. He's a Enoch. I saw how the masters from previous cycles were cast down to these stars from which they now govern on lower planetary worlds, and the karmic penalties that were assigned to each. Revelation chapter 12 verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out unto the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So in these movies, they're always going to give you bits and pieces of the plan, because the devil knows he cannot take away your free will. They're going to make you sign. You're going to have to actually go out of your way to get the information, but the information is there because he cannot take away your free will. The elites, guided by the fallen angels and Lucifer, will always tell you of their plans. Because in their head, once they tell you the plan, they have been released from the karmic loop. In worst case scenario, because they are of darkness, so they will continue to come back into the cycle, they bring your soul back into the cycle with them.
All praises to the Most High, the Prime Creator. All praises to the Lord, God, Melchizedek, the Savior. We say, yo, we've been all caught in the Matrix, but we prevail. On the Father lift the veil. Is it?
Some things missing. I start to see. Some things missing. I'm trying to say.
In these ghettos, where we from, not many ghettos, maybe one, that makes it easy to tempt the
raise up your vibe and your third eye too. Deep when they lie